Hi folks, I'm going to go through the process of cutting fenders on Jeep Cherokee XJs. Everybody's got their own preference on how to cut them. I usually do a cut and fold in the rear. I like to cut this lip off though, right through here all the way around. Cut that off and then do the little pie cuts, where you just basically cut to this body line right here and just make small cuts. In the straights here you can get a little bit you can get away with a little further cuts, a couple inches apart. In the bends you want to start making your cuts really close together, because if not, on this tight radius here, when you go to fold them under, there'll be little flat spots, so you'll have like lines. Something else I like to do though when I cut and fold, after I get all the cuts made, go around on that edge, this edge right here, and basically take your flap wheel and knock the paint off right there. The reason why is it actually basically gets it down to bare metal to where the paint stops. Then when you do the fold, you don't get your paint chipping off. Just a little self-taught trick that I managed to come up with. Works pretty good. Now in the front, some people do the same thing in the front. They cut and fold. My preferred method is just to go right here on this body line and just cut that completely off, all the way around, all the way down, all the way around, and then just trim straight back to the mount here. Just cut straight. So but like I said, that's how I like to cut them. Let's get to cutting. Some of the tools you want to use for this, there's a few ways. You can use a body saw, 4-inch, or one of them little 3-inch angle grinders for air. I think you can get them for electric. Me, I don't have no money, so I have to use a 4.5-inch angle grinder. It works good. Can be a little bit of a pain with the guard on it, so I use it without the guard. Just be highly careful. This is where the PPE comes in. Always use gloves, and always use a face shield. Just because you got safety glasses on doesn't mean nothing. I have been hit with broken wheels before, and it's not a fun time. Also, make sure you have some cut-off wheels. The thinner the better. And then some flap wheels to go back and clean up your edge that you cut. Also, you want some sort of mallet. The bigger rubber mallets are better. I can't find mine. Just use what you got. Let's get to cutting. Alright, first front fender's cut. It's not finished, it's just cut. I usually try to cut them off in one piece. I usually do one side, then I'll do the other, and then usually cut across the top, just so it hangs there and then drops when I'm done. But this is roughly your finished product. As far as, the main cut, I do have to go back with a flap wheel and just clean up the edge. Other than that, that's about it. Get on some more cutting and finishing up here. Alright, I've got both rears cut. I haven't got the pie cuts in yet, but as you can see, I didn't cut near as much as I did in the front. Like I said, I only took off that lip, that rounded lip, just like that. Took that off. They have body or rhino line or whatever over this, so you can't really see them, but there's spot welds. Here's some. You see them spot welds? You don't want to cut those. I was at one point in time, I'd cut halfway through those and then leave the edge and then put that door molding on it, but I like to all the way up to the line mark a little better. Get an idea. Get my phone focused here. The fronts are trimmed up as high as they're going to go. I just got to clean the edge up. And like I said, in the rear, I just have to do the pike cuts and fold them. I'm going to do the pike cuts and show you guys what that looks like. Alright, here's the pike cuts I was telling y'all to do. Like I said, in the straights, you can space them out a little more. You just need to pay attention where your welds are. Make sure you don't cut through the welds. But yeah, like I said, what I like to do is knock down this edge right here too with the flap wheel. Just basically when it folds, it doesn't chip the paint, because you can always go back and touch up the paint right at that line, and versus having paint chipping off. Just to me, it seems to work out better. And here's a front one. This is all cleaned up. I may have a spot or two I have to go back and hit, but for the most part, that's all cut. And that is flap wheeled down, nice and smooth. All you got to do now is touch it up with some paint, and then I like to use that molding you put on your door edge. It goes around the edge of your door right here. You can get it from Walmart, parts stores, whatever. But in the rear here, this is pretty much all you got to do. Just take your mallet, I like to massage them kind of slow, just because, if you rush it, you can kind of run into problems. Especially right here. This metal is really thick. It's kind of a double wall, so you do have to give it some pretty good whops. But as you can see, sorry, get my finger out of the way. After I go all the way around, you're going to gain about an inch of fender well. So this Jeep's sitting on a 4.5 inch lift. She'll be more than ready for 33s, maybe even 35s if you wanted to do a little bit more trimming, but I think that's where we're going to stay. I'll get some more footage afterwards. Alright, here she is all folded. It is a little pain in the butt. Some of these places are a little hard to get to, especially with the tires on. But as you see, they pretty much, once you cut it, it all just lays in there like that. Something you can do to make it a lot cleaner. Something you can do though is go back in there with some seam sealer, cover up that crack and all the little cuts, sand it down a little, then paint it. But here's the final product on the driver's side. Hoping my buddy's happy with it. Been working a while on it now. I'm right at probably 2 hours. Taking my time though. But yeah. If you guys got any questions, comments, feel free. If you like it, okay. If you don't, I don't really care. I'm not gonna lose sleep. This isn't my Jeep. My Jeep is cut pretty much exactly the same. Actually, our Jeeps are almost identical. But yeah, there she is. Thanks for watching.